All right, scrappers and non-scrappers who just happened by the channel looking for a side hustle. Do you think scrapping is the best side hustle for 2024? Well, I certainly do, and here's why. I'll tell you as we tear apart stuff and turn junk into commodities. I got these 3 buckets of stuff that were given to me by a hotel, one of my pickups. And we're gonna just tear through this as I tell you all the reasons why, if you're looking to make some extra cash, that scrapping is a good way to do it. Oh my goodies. Oh my goodies, look at that. Look, I even got them saving the paint top cans and paint cans for me. So that's just shred. We got a hair dryer. Hotels get lots of hair dryers. The guests always break them, and then the housekeeping puts a new one in there, and maintenance, they give them the maintenance to fix, and maintenance throws them in the bucket and they wind up at the Scrap-Meister. So we got some batteries here from, looks like they put it in new in 8/28 of 17. Batteries, lead acid batteries. So you're looking for a side hustle, and you're thinking maybe scrapping. The thing that I like about scrapping is you can do it when you want. You can do it as much as you want or as little as you want. You can determine how much money you want to make. Do you want to make $100 a week? Do you want to make $1,000 a month? Do you want to make enough to just go on a vacation at the end of the year? What do you want to do? It's all up to you. Another reason it's the best side hustle for someone who doesn't have a lot of money to invest or whatever. All right, scrappers, we had some sticker mail. That's right, sticker mail. I promised Drew from Scrapping with Grandpa that when he sent the stickers, I'd put one right on here. So we got to do that. If you haven't checked out the Scrapping with Grandpa channel, make sure you do. It's got a lot of interesting things going down there in North Carolina. And I find his videos to be pretty entertaining and tend to watch them all the time. So if you haven't subscribed to his channel yet, be sure to go over there and check him out and give him a subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, and really, it's no big deal. Just hit that subscribe button on every site you go to. So now back to our regular, oh wait, hey, he sent more than one sticker. I could maybe put one up here on the wall. I think I will. And remember, Drew and Left-Handed Paul. You gotta see Left-Handed Paul, man. Go check out their channel. And you can see Left-Handed Paul. Hopefully you've seen me do that. There it is, Scrapping with Grandpa. Check him out, great guy. From North Carolina, Southport, North Carolina. All right, now back to our regularly scheduled programming. You can pretty much do it with the tools you can find around your house already, most likely. And if not, you can go to rummage sales and pick up all the tools you need for, I bet you, under 10 bucks. Which is a good thing. The tools that you're definitely going to want is a good pair of side cutters, flathead screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, a hammer 4, razor blade knife, and yeah, that's pretty much it there. If If you want to invest some money, you can pick up a cheap angle grinder at Harbor Freight for about 20 bucks. And you're off to the races. And you could decide to start scrapping today, and tomorrow you could be selling commodities to the scrapyard and bringing in cash. So, with that said, let's keep moving on, going through this junk. Some of this stuff, the guys in the hotel, they don't know if we want it or not. I don't think there's much inside this light, but as long as they took the time to save it for us, we'll take a look and see. So yeah, and if you're thinking of scrapping as a side hustle, I would really suggest that whenever you sell some scrap, that you would put away 10% of what you made. That's just shred. We'll put that in a shred bucket. Put 10% away in the old weasel sack. And if you don't know what the old weasel sack is, it's just a bag where you put some extra cash away for that rainy day, or in the scrapping world, in case you run into something that you need to purchase, whether it be tools or maybe scrap down the road. You may need to, I think those are brass. No, they aren't. So yeah, if you want to get a really cute weasel sack, we have them on my merch store, and you can go there and check them out. They're pretty cool. It's just like a bank bag, but this one has the official weasel sack and the Scrap-Meister on there. So yeah, check that out. And it's important that you put some away. And 10% when you're getting the stuff for free is it's not a big deal. What do we got going on here with these screws? Are those just steel or? Yeah. Well, I got them guys trained pretty good. They save everything for me. Little sheet aluminum. Here's some cast aluminum. These are latches on the doors. Got to grind this off right here though, because that's a steel pin going through it. But she comes off pretty easy. Now it's just a little hunk of clean cast, which goes in that bucket right there. What do we got here? We got a toilet handle flusher. A lot of times these will be brass, but not so much with this one. So, look at there. The handle part is actually some type of pot metal. I don't know if it's worth trying to get it off of there. It might be a real bummer to get it off, but let's just try it once. Well, we got part of it. Put the rest in shred. So yeah, a little more cast aluminum. All right, this looks like the guts from an emergency light. I think this one I'm going to save to the side to strip because it's thick enough. And we'll just snip all this junk off of here, this wire. And then we're going to be left with a low-grade board, which we put right up here. So yeah, and the other reason is to do scrapping as your side hustle is you can get all the stuff you need for free, you know, and you don't need a big fancy trailer. You know, it just depends on what level you want to do it. Generally, you can go around through apartments and look in their dumpsters and find all kinds of stuff that'll fit in your trunk of your car. You bring it home and you process it, and you don't need fancy barrels to put your wire in. Cardboard boxes work just fine. And so for virtually no investment at all, you could be scrapping tomorrow and be getting a payday. It's like instant cash, turning junk into commodities. Look at that. A little more sheet aluminum. Okay, what do we got going on here? Look at that. That's an Allen wrench in there. That's the first time I've ever seen Allen wrenches. Gotta find an Allen wrench. I just happen to have one of those right here. See, and as you get going into scrapping, then you'll come around, you'll say, oh geez, I need an Allen wrench for that. And then you're gonna become a great friend of Harbor Freight, and you'll go there and you'll take some of that 10% that you have stashed away in the weasel sack, and you'll buy your set of Allen wrenches, and then you'll be good to go there. That's how it works. Nobody starts out with having everything. We all start with nothing and build it up. So yeah, what do you think? Is the screw on the other side of this gonna turn? You know what, I bet? I don't have the right set. Those are metric. Unless it's this one. But I'm not thinking so. Oh, maybe. That's too big. Oh, it worked. Come on. Come on, get out of there. The reason I'm taking this motor off of here is there's actually a little bit of cast on here, and there should be copper. Should be copper. We'll show you that in a minute here. Boy, oh boy. Those are like, usually those are just Phillips heads, and pretty much come off of there real easy. See, this is not quite the right size, but we'll see if we can get her to work. If not, I'll have to try to undo the screw on the other side. Let's try that. See if we can get this fan off of here. I should be wearing my gloves, I know. I know. The other thing about scrapping is you don't have to worry about breaking stuff, because it's just going to be all melted down and put into the recycling stream, and you're going to save the environment while you're doing it, while you're making some extra cash. You know, even for scrap steel like this, okay, what happens is these motors go out. These were out of the hotel in the bathroom fans. The motor goes out, so they buy a brand new fan, and they don't want to try to take that out of the wall when they can just replace this part. So they put the new one of these in the wall, and this part is just junk. So they give them to me. So it's just shred. You know, it's 10 cents a pound maybe. So yeah, it's a fun and interesting thing, and you can start small and grow it at your own pace and make money from day one. You don't have to have a big following, and you don't have to buy Facebook ads and all of that. You can, you know, if you want to post something on Facebook that you offer free, pickup for scrap metal. You can post that on Facebook, I guess. Boy, I don't know why I'm not liking that, but I'm gonna just cut this. Watch your ears. I definitely highly suggest that you invest in one of these if you're gonna do scrapping. Don't worry about buying a big fancy one. Excuse me. We're hard on tools, and just, you know, I think that one I got on sale for $19.99 or something. And yeah, so let's see now if we can get that screw out of there. Boy, oh boy, where did that thing go? I've taken hundreds of these apart. I've never ran into one with an Allen wrench in it. Well, what's going to be the easiest way? Should I look for it? Hold on, I'll be right back. So I actually wound up using a star bit on it. It wasn't really the proper thing to do, but it worked. So yeah, so that little thing kind of falls out of there, and then we pull this off. Boy, it comes apart hard when it's all rusty. Come on. So it's so funny that you know, if you decided to start scrapping, and it's like the plague, all of a sudden you'll see it everywhere. You'll see scrap. You'll go somewhere and there'll be scrap everywhere. You'll go, holy cow, look at all this scrap. It's just unbelievable how much scrap is out there, and it's never ending. I mean, people have been scrapping since I was a kid. I mean, I did scrapping with a friend of mine so we could buy walkie-talkies when I was a kid. You know, some summer vacation, and we'd seen these really cool walkie-talkies and we wanted them. And we did scrapping to get the revenue to buy those. Here's a little trick for you how you get this. This is all copper in here. I'll show you in a minute. So if you just stick that in your vise, right, like that. If you don't have a vise, you can just cut that and pull it out. But to get this out of there, you just put that in there and you start squeezing up on it. And usually they'll squish together and this will come right out. This one's so old though, it might be made different. She might be made different. Huh. Now let's try it this way. Let's try it this way once. There she comes. Now if you want to get into micro scrapping on these motors right there, there's a couple little pieces of copper. And copper's the king, man, when it comes to scrapping. The only thing better than copper is gold or silver. So we cut them little wires off. Now, this I feel like it's aluminum. That sucks when they're aluminum. Just went through all this work, and I think this is going to be aluminum. Yeah, or as Cruiser Mac would say, Chinesium. Chinesium. Yeah, I can see she's aluminum already, right there. I can see it. It's glistening. Can you see that glistening on there? See that? So that's really not worth a whole lot. Now if that had been copper, we'd have been in like flint. But we might as well, we got it this far, we might as well take it off and see what we can do. Yeah, such a bummer. Here's a little piece of steel. So we can probably just take our grinder and go like this. See how it's aluminum. Aluminum! But that doesn't mean that it isn't worth something. It's just not worth as much as copper would have been. Because there's quite a bit on here, as you can see there. Let me just pull it off like so. Come on, get that rest of that. Almost got it all. Except for when I'm dropping on the bench. All right, and then I got a bucket for this stuff right here. So that goes in that bucket. And we'll call that good. And these little things that were holding that motor in, they're cast aluminum, but they got this bearing in here, and there's like some dough inside of there. Boy, the bench is awfully messy. So one thing you always want to do is try to keep a clean bench. So I just usually use this, which I made out of an old screwdriver, and took it on a grinder and sharpened it up. But I use that to get this out. Sometimes these are brass or bronze. That one's steel. Should have known with the motor being aluminum windings. And then you got to get this little piece out of here. See, that little piece comes out of there. That's junk. This is steel. And now you got another little piece of clean cast aluminum right there. It goes in that bucket. Same thing with this one, only it doesn't have that little round ball in it. Doesn't have that little ball in it. I should have my gloves on, I know. I should have them on. Let's try this. Will that get in there better? There we go, got that. Little piece of steel there. Clean cast. So yeah, let me know in the comments. You know, you're probably watching this video because you were searching for side hustles in 2024. So let me know in the comments what you think about scrapping, and if you subscribe and you decide that you're gonna start scrapping, come back to the video and leave me a comment. Let me know how it's going for you, because that's how it all works, you know. This was actually from one of those chairs for old people that you put in the shower. Just some sheet aluminum. Sheet aluminum. The hard part is getting these two out. It's not hard, but it can be a pain in the butt. First you have to pull that out. Then you gotta take your little needle nose pliers, and there's a grab down in there and a button, and then you pull that, and that little thing flies out, so watch your eyes. So yeah, I think that's stainless. No, that's steel too. All right, let's try this one. Pull that out, push the button in, grab it, pull it out. There we go. Sheet aluminum. All right, so we got boards. This is a board from a PTAC unit that heats and cools your hotel room. So we got a box for those over there. It's pretty much a low-grade board. So yeah, these little plug-ins, if you want to see how to get them out, because those are brass. Almost always brass. 99.9% of the time they're going to be brass. I just put them in there, take my little side cutters like this and kind of roll it over this way. And then grab down again. And it pulls right out. Even pulls the last little bit of wire out of there. You can see right there. But you can either cut it off and save it as copper or just put it in your brass. Usually they'll stay in there in the vise. Oh, sometimes they break off like that and you don't get it all, but you got 99.5% of it. It's like 4 out of 5 dentists say that you should start scrapping because it's good for your teeth or something like that. Wasn't there like commercials that used to say that all the time? 4 out of 5 dentists. All right, what other kind of goodies do we got from the hotel? Woo, we got hotel room entry doors. Sometimes they go to heck, and when they do, it's usually a board, and to buy the board to replace it is probably going to be more than if you just put a whole new lock on it. About the same price. So we get a lot of these if you got hotel customers, and I can tell you this: hotel customers are easy to get. Most all of them don't know where to get rid of that type of stuff, and the maintenance guys, if they even have maintenance guys, there's a huge shortage of maintenance workers in the hotel industry, pretty much all over the country. So yeah, if you're looking for a job instead of a side hustle and you're handy with tools, by all means, if you you know, check into the local hotels about doing maintenance work. Yeah, all right, so why is that? Is that gonna have to unscrew? How does this come apart? I'm acting like this is the first one of these I've ever done, and it's not, but this one's different. It's a little different brand. She's a different brand, man. And I know that this back cover's got to come off of there. Is this, that thing must be holding it. Wow. Well, before we go too nuts, let's okay, the handle is either brass or cast aluminum. That's cast aluminum. So that's not sticking, so we know that's going to either be stainless steel or cast aluminum. So let's try and test it once. Okay, those are going to all be cast aluminum. It no sparks. One thing you know about if you're going to start scrapping in 2024 is that stainless steel will throw sparks and aluminum won't. So that's called the old spark test. And yeah, so why, oh why doesn't that want to come off of there? It looks like it would almost come right off. Let's just bend it and see what happens. Bend it. It's probably a screw hiding like right there under that label. Son of a gun, huh? Why would we always put that right under the label? There it is. People put these together, so people got to be able to take them apart, right? Exactly. So anyways, that's just steel, sticky. So that can go in our shred pile there. Now inside the lock we got lots of different things. We got that steel, that's cast aluminum here. All right, sometimes springs fly, so watch your eyes. We got one of these fancy little clips in here. Come on, baby, you're almost there. There, flew right off. So yeah, the scrapping is cool because you're actually dealing in commodities. And you know, everyone says it's junk or you're a junk picker, but in reality, without all of us scrappers out there, the scrap industry would be hurting, because I'd say that 80% of all the scrap metal that comes into scrap yards comes from small guys like us. And yeah, it's not rocket science. You can sell off your stuff every day or once a week or once a month, whatever you want to do. All right, so now there is a big piece of cast. It's actually pretty heavy too. Where'd Sticky go? This is Sticky, my magnet. That's the other thing you need. You need lots of magnets if you're a scrapper. Oh, no, that's steel on there. This is aluminum. That stupid thing is steel. And getting that out of there is a real bummer. You don't even, and it looks like it's copper, but it's not. I'll give it one shot, and if it doesn't come out easy, it's going into dirty cast aluminum, because it can just be a nightmare trying to get that out of there. I've dealt with these before and never really had success in taking them off. Now you could take your grinder if you wanted to and cut that handle off and save that little bit in regular, but it's just not worth it. So we're gonna put her in aluminum breakage, which I got right up here. So that's like all aluminum stuff that's kind of contaminated with some metal or plastic or things that are hard to get off, and you don't want to spend the time for aluminum when it's only like 40 to 50 cents a pound. But yeah. Now this, I think there's like a, I don't know if that's going to be cast or if that's a, see, that whole bottom part is cast aluminum. And there might be a stainless steel, maybe not. I've seen some of them that had like a skin over the top of it. This one doesn't appear to have that. So all we gotta do is clean this up. Woohoo! There it is, right here. We got these little pin things here, or not pin, but washers that push down over those little things. Got to get them off of there. There's 2 of them. Come on. Hope you can see this. I always forget I gotta keep it out here in front of me, or you guys can't see. Why is that thing being so stubborn? There it goes. So we got a little bit of wire. And we need a small screwdriver to get that board off of there, which we got one of those right here. Come on. We're almost a clean cast. So yeah, it's scrapping is fun, and once you start telling people that you do it right, you're gonna have people giving you stuff like you wouldn't believe. Probably more than you can take apart. I ran into one young lady at the scrapyard. She's a scrapperette, and she doesn't do it for money for herself. She does it, and all the money she gets, she donates to the animal shelter because she likes animals, cats and dogs and things. There's maybe a mid-grade board, but just put her in the low-grade boards. So yeah, and you know, she didn't have no fancy trucks or trailers or anything. She's out of the trunk of her car, and she gets stuff, she takes it apart, she sorts it out, she takes it to the scrapyard, sells it, and then she goes to the animal shelter and buys them food and, you know, pet toys and whatever, and then she goes and plays with all the dogs and cats that are at the shelter. Kind of cool. Somebody that's that dedicated to it that they'll actually go out and like work to get that. That looks like it's held on with this little pin right here. I don't know if you can see that. See if we can get that pin out of there. Come on out of there, pin. There we go. Pin just came out. Got rid of that thing, which is steel. Now this thing, how's that come up? There's another pin right there. See that? The little bugger's hiding in there. Right there, see? Okay, so that little pin was holding this latch on. And this is gonna be no sticky. So that's cast aluminum because it didn't spark before. Okay, scrappers, I don't know what happened there, but GoPro decided to shut off. So I thought we'd take the time to warm it up in here a little bit, as long as it decided to put us on a break. So this is the other side of the door handle, and we got this fancy weird clip on here again, which we showed you before. Let's pound that off. Come on, there, it should come off. It's just steel. And you'll learn what is what, as far as, you know, after a while you'll just know what is, you know, what kind of metals they are. So when you get, like, you know, anytime you're around water, you're gonna find a lot of aluminum and stainless steel, you know, or copper or brass. So a lot of it depends upon what environment it's in, what kind of abuse it's gonna take. So yeah, I still think scrapping's a great way to make some extra side cash. Now obviously, all right, there's another cast aluminum handle with a steel shaft in it that you can't get out. So that's gonna just go into the aluminum breakage. Most of the scrap yards don't send 1099 forms. Now granted, you're supposed to declare everything that you make from selling your commodities. But if I was a betting man, I'd bet that a lot of people at scrap crinkle up those pieces of paper to give you and put the money in their pocket. Now, is that legal? Not really. Am I telling you to do that? Absolutely not. So that's the other consideration that you gotta get. But yeah, that's totally up to you. And oh, look at that. Look at that fun stuff that came out of there, huh? Looks like a low-grade board. Low-grade board and some wire. Get that wire out of there and put that in shred because it's got a little piece of metal on it. This is steel, I think. Yep. That goes in the old shred bucket. Little wires go in that bucket. Low-grade board goes in there. This little steel Schottky stuff, screws and whatever, that goes in this little fireball bucket. And when that gets filled, we dump it into a bigger one. And okay, looks like the back of this now is clean. I don't see any other screws or anything to take out. We got this little sensor in there that we got to punch that baby out of there. That came right out. All right. No sticky. No sticky anywheres. Cast aluminum. I wonder how much that weighs, huh? Let's try. Let's weigh that one and the inside part of the door, and just to see how much cast aluminum we got out of that on our new fancy scale. Well, the scale ain't new, but we got a new scale sponsor, Scrapping with Grandpa. Turn that on. We're on pounds and ounces. Seems like we're sitting on something. Oh, we're on that little plastic thing. All right, Scrapping with Grandpa and the Scrap-Meister. 1 pound, 4 ounces. 3 pounds, 2 ounces. So if it's 50 cents, you're talking $1.50, right? $1.50 right there. So yeah, what else can we tell you about scrapping? It's pretty cool because you get the stuff for free, and even a lot of times you just find it laying on the side of the road. You know, somebody's driving their car and the muffler's all rotted out and it falls off, and somebody gets out of their car and pushes it off to the side of the road. You come by, you stop, you open your trunk, you throw it in, and there you go. Money in the bank. So yeah. So we'll put this over here again. If you haven't checked out Scrapping with Grandpa, check him out. He just recently put up a new building. This here, I think, is from I think it's from one of the lights in the hotel. Must have broke off. So Yeah, that's aluminum, cast aluminum again. Little steel washer and a steel screw. Old junk plastic. That can go right in the old cast aluminum bucket. And we got 2 of these to do, which you've already seen me do those. Remember, in the grinder and the thing. This thing here is another one on fans. I'm going to do it because this one doesn't have those stupid Allen screws in it, and so maybe this will be a copper one. I wonder, is it that size? Yeah, that's the size right there. So let's use that technology we got here going on. Oh, sticky, he's going for a ride. All right, there goes that. Now if we get that fan off there easy, that would be cool. Otherwise it's gonna go right into shred. Right into shred with you. There, she come right off. That's garbage. This is shred. We'll put that in the shred in the trailer. Take this piece of cast off of here if we can get her to slide on that rusty thing there. We may have to hit her with a hammer for, because you know what a hammer's for? Stuff you can't get apart. There we go. So that goes into the shred bucket. You know, shred's like anywhere from 9 to 10, 12 cents when the price is really high. I've seen it as low as like 7 cents a pound. But generally, usually it's right around 10 cents a pound. Now look at this. This one's different. See, I think, is that going to be brass? Yeah. So that's brass or copper? I think it's copper. So maybe this motor is going to be one of the copper ones. Let's take a razor knife and find out, huh? Before we go bother and taking it all apart. That's a good sign. I didn't see no stuff shining through right away. Well, no, it's aluminum. It's aluminum. Son of a gun. You know, they got these in microwaves, and 9 out of 10 in the microwaves are copper. I don't get why these aren't copper. So I ain't gonna mess with taking that out. Just gonna put her right in the shred bucket. There she goes. Do have this little piece of clean cast here. By clean, I mean there isn't any steel on it because it's awfully dirty. So that goes in the cast aluminum bucket. We got this one here. This is the one that has that little ball bearing in it, which that just came out. Is that one gonna be? See, now that one, the last one was steel. This one is bronze or brass. So we'll save that out separate. Gotta get this little piece of copper bushing thing out of here. There goes that. And then you got this doughy stuff that, so when you oil it, that sucks up the oil. So it's like constantly oiling itself. All right, another little piece of cast. So yeah, and you know, one of the other reasons why I think that scrapping is a really good side hustle is that you can be a gung-ho, bust your butt every single day scrapper, or you can be a fair weather scrapper. You know, if it's nice and you feel like it, you go and do a little scrapping, maybe hit some dumpsters, you know, whatever. You'll find places. Scrap will just show up in your, wherever you look once you start scrapping. And yeah, there's one scrapper on YouTube that I watch. It's Junk and Grind, and man, he's out in Baltimore, Maryland, and that guy works like a dog. But man, he has paydays like you would not believe. He's gonna probably knock down, based on what I've seen him haul into the scrapyard, he'll probably bang out $100,000 this year with his pickup truck. And but he's putting in the work for it, boy, I'll tell you that. So yeah, what do you think? Should we do another bucket full of stuff, or should we call this the end of a video? And if you like this one, watch one of my other cool videos that's on screen right now.